Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to go see the boys. They're still on their boys trip, but it is their last day, and we're going to be hosting a weenie roast with them. I've never done that event. It's part of the outdoor retreat, a stuff pack or game pack, sorry. And I just have never done much with that. Again, I've never really done much gameplay. I've been a builder pretty much all my Sims life, so all of this stuff is brand new to me. Then we have Madison. Madison is going to be hosting a pool party because her agency is going to be like, hey, we need you to do all these events, and she's just going to have to drag her sister-in-laws with her and all them damn kids. And that's just how it's going to have to go. And then on the flip side, Jasper is going to mention the D word, divorce. Sadly, he's kind of like taking in the advice of others, and he's like, okay, well, maybe that might work. But, he's also kind of got his finger on the pulse of like his marriage breaking apart, and, what's he going to do then? And Bodhi and Chaou are Chantou's brothers. So, like, who's he going to turn to? The only person in there that has ever been through a divorce, and that's Hai. And we're going to get into, like, maybe what his divorce was like, and, like, how he, how it all kind of fell apart on him and all that kind of stuff. I think we're going to go through that. And, Madison's going to counsel Chantou, and basically she's going to be like, hey, how about some marriage counseling? Maybe you guys just need a mediator. And then the husbands are going to wrap up their boys' trip and head back home with everything that they've talked about, everything that they've gone through there, and, having a much tighter bond with each other, too. And, when Hai returns home, he's going to see, like, all the effort that Madison has put in to, like, host the girls and have all these kids and, all this kind of stuff. And, he's really going to appreciate the fact that she's kind of really stepped up to the plate in that and kind of like really took that head on, even though it's just completely out of her comfort zone to do that. So I think that that's something that Hai is going to appreciate about his wife, his young wife, and, maybe he's going to apologize for being so overbearing. And when Jasper returns home, he's going to find that Chantou has scheduled couples therapy for them. And, he's going to be shocked about that, I think. I think that that's not something that he's going to, I think he'll take it well, but it wasn't something that he was kind of, expecting from her. So it kind of gives him some hope that maybe she does want to save this marriage and save the situation and hopefully, utilize some of the advice that they've both have been given from their in-laws, right? And then Madison's going to take May over to Tomarang, and she's going to show her, some of the property that the Vanderbilts own over there. And some of it is very pretty. Some of it is not. And that could be something that kind of pushes her in that direction. And then, she's going to come home, and she's going to come home all excited and all this kind of stuff. And, Bodhi's pretty much going to be like, well, what about me? Right? I have this dream of owning that vet clinic that is there, and, I really wanted to be able to do that. So what's going to happen? Like, which one's going to come first? Is it going to be the property, the rental property, or is it going to be the vet clinic? And I think that that's going to lead to a discussion and possibly an argument, because they're not on the same page on this. So, and finance is a big deal. I think financial things are a big deal in a marriage, right? So let's go ahead and get into it. All right, and here we are, guys. Let's go ahead and get into it. I think we're going to start with Hai. So let's kind of load him up. Let's see where they're up to and what they're doing. And let's see if we can host that weenie roast. That is something that I've never done, so we're going to see. All right, so they finished their chat, guys. So I feel like they're chatting it up. I feel like this is the part where kind of like Jasper kind of like brings that question around, and Chaou is like, what? What do you mean you're going to be doing a divorce? Like, what is wrong with you? Absolutely. Like, why would you say that to us, right? Like, I feel like that would be Chow's reaction. I think Bodhi would be very shocked. And Jasper's just like, you know what, guys? Just never mind. Never mind, He has an aggravating conversation. He's like, never mind. I didn't mention anything. Just forget I said anything. Just forget it. Just forget it. Forget I said anything. And I think Jasper's going to be like, oh, I'm just going to, maybe he just goes fishing here. I think Hai would be like, hey, listen, I think you guys need to like lay off of him because he's obviously like having some issues and he's not, really into a divorce. If you really think that that's what he wants, I think you guys just don't even know him, because I know Jasper, and I just know that that's not something that he would want. And Bodhi's probably like, yeah, you're probably right, buddy, but I mean, he's really like in it. I didn't know it was this far, right? Like, I didn't know it went this far. And Chaou is just, he's like, I need a drink. He's like, I can't handle it. I need a drink. And Bodhi's probably going to be like, yep, I need a drink too, buddy. I need a drink. And he's like, I'm just going to go outside and have a drink with my brother. Hai is probably going to try and find him. Okay, perfect. And so I think that that's something that, go fishing with Jasper. And he's like, oh my God, it's kind of raining, buddy. Like, what are you doing out here? Like, it's raining. I'm going to go over here and find you. And he's like, hey, man, what you doing out here all by yourself? And Jasper's like, man, I don't think they get me. I don't think they understand me. Like, I understand that's their sister and that kind of stuff. But, like, I'm at wit's end here. And Hai's like, well, they're not going to really understand you because, of course, they're going to be, like, team sister. Like, you are the outsider. And Jasper's like, yeah, buddy, but, like, I don't know. You went through this. I mean, what was a divorce like for you? And Hai's going to be like, that is a loaded question, my dude. That is a loaded question. I mean, I'm still feeling the effects of that divorce. I think that's what Hai would say. He's like, it was acrimonious as shit. My ex-wife, Victoria, she was something. Like, she basically married me for my money. Even though she has money herself. I mean, she comes from very wealthy, the Windsors in England. She went to Oxford University. I went to Oxford University. So we met there. But I feel like she just like really wanted to marry a mogul. And that's what she wanted to do with her life. And it was never really about me or anything like that. And, my parents put all this pressure on me to like come up with an heir. Like, I feel like I would be like, listen, you don't want any of this. Like, you don't want to get to that point because in Hai's experience, it's not going to be good. It's just not going to be good. And I feel like he's probably like, my divorce went on for years and years and years. And it was, something that was like really heart-wrenching for me because it wasn't so much that I loved her, but it was just like there was a kid involved that I thought was mine. And I, was so excited about becoming a dad. And I went all out and I decorated out my house and I filled it with all this kid stuff, thinking I'm going to have this little girl in my life and like, all that kind of stuff. And then I get sued for paternity from her lover. And it turns out the little girl who, spent like 2 years living in this house as, you know, they were going through it, um, isn't his. And I mean, he's now like not allowed any contact or anything like that. It's like really acrimonious, like full on. And Jasper's like, wow. He's like, yeah, man. This is why I haven't been able to like clean up my house. Like you see all the kid stuff everywhere. I mean, I really have some issues with that, you know? And you don't want to get to that. You don't want to go down that route. And, you've got 4 kids that 100% they're yours. And, I feel like you need to, just think of the kids, right? And I think Jasper's going to be like, yeah, but, I mean, what am I going to do? Am I going to be miserable because of the kids? And Hai's like, well, that's what I would do. It's like, that's what I would do. I would be, miserable with the woman because, that's the mother of my child. And I would try to make things as amicable as possible. And he's like, well, you wouldn't even, like, consider a divorce if that had been your kid? If everything had worked out, but you, like, obviously didn't like her. And I was like, well, I probably would have gotten divorced eventually anyway, but I mean, it would have been, still would have been pretty acrimonious. I mean, she wasn't a great person to begin with. And he's like, where are you guys financially? It's like, does she have to work this hard? And Jasper's like, no, I made a lot of money. I've got a lot of sponsors. I've got book deals. I've got all this stuff. And I mean, they want to give me more book deals, but I don't have time to sit down and write. Because I'm having to deal with taking care of 4 kids. And he's like, well, maybe you could get a butler. He's like, I've tried a nanny. They weren't that great. Because the Sims, guys. The nanny system and the butler systems aren't all that great. I'll be honest. I think the only one that really works is like gardener. So you can have like, that as a service. He's like, I would just give it another shot and see if you could get another nanny that actually works and just keep going. Hai's probably like, it's like dating, you got to find one that you click with and that actually works. And it may take you a few tries to do that. But I just would not, immediately jump to a divorce. I'd try everything else before, especially because you got the kids, man. You got the kids. And, he's like, well, I don't think that, oh my gosh, are the boys sleeping? They're like, we want to rough it. They want to rough it. So I think, ooh, he has to go to the restroom. Let's fix that. And then this one's just, he's tired. He's like, let's turn in for the night. We'll get our weenie stuff going tomorrow and have some fun. I think Hai is like, basically telling him he really needs to not go down this route. It's not going to be good for him. And, he should try everything first. And I think that's where he's going to kind of be, that's going to be his stance. You got to try everything first. And I think Hai, in his own thing, I think he did. I think he literally did try pretty much everything with Victoria before, it got to that point. But I think, he's probably the one to give him the best advice just because he's gone down these roads and, all of that. So, and he's going to come over here and he's going to go to sleep. Oh, look at that. Jasper has a fear of not fulfilling his wants. Okay. Well, that tracks. All right. And so we will have them come over here. We will have them have breakfast together. Craving juice. Homesick. I don't think he would be homesick. I'm going to just say, I don't think so. And I think we're going to have, oh, look at him. He's growing out his scruff. That's interesting. All right. So let's go ahead and have him have an event. All right. Weenie roast. Weenie roast. I've seen this in here. I swear. Backyard barbecue. Look at this hookup. Oh, that's pretty funny, guys. Mixology. Oh, here it is. Weenie roast. Okay. It says get together with your camping buddies and enjoy a night of eating and conversation by the fire. That's fantastic. Weenie roast. I wonder what like the goals are going to be. That's pretty interesting. And I think Hai's going to sit and he's going to talk to Jasper again. Okay. And I think Chao's going to be like, hey, Jasper, sorry how I reacted yesterday, you know? I didn't mean to like imply that, you know, I'm not supportive or anything like that. It's kind of hard to hear this kind of stuff about our sister. I think Bodhi would be in the same place. Let's hug that out. It's like, I'm sorry, bud, you know? And he's like, it's all right, dude. I'm not really thinking about that, you know? He's like, discuss fears of fulfilling wants. Okay, what do we got? He's not flirting with nobody. Nope. That is a big no. Nope. Reroll. Listen to world music. Okay, let's see. Listen to... What do we got to do? World music. Okay. Oh, here we go. World music. Okay. Got it. He's going to listen to that. Very cool. Okay. He's going to watch romance TV. Bro hug someone. I don't really know. Discuss fears. Okay, let's do that. Yeah, let's do it. Okay, and then he's just like really bonding with freaking Hai. Like Hai because he's like, bro, I'm sorry that I, you know, made you think about like all these things. You know, like I didn't mean to take you back to that place. And I feel like Jasper would be like very sympathetic about what Hai went through with his ex. But also, I don't think that he would be like, I wouldn't have stayed. He's like, yeah, it's just that we're raised differently. I come from a very different culture, you know. He's like, yeah, I get it, but like, I don't know, that girl seemed like a bitch. And I's just like, oh, she was. And Bodhi's just out here living his best life. He is just like, oh, this outdoors is so good. He's just like living his best life out here. And Hai's out here like cloud gazing and just being, talking to Chaou. And it's like, hey, man, you got to calm down a little bit about it. I mean, you know, he might have said that, but I don't think he really means it. Don't get overheated. Let him, you know, go through the motions. I don't think that that's where they're going to end up. So chill out. And Bodhi's over here like just avoiding the whole thing. He's like, let me hide in this tent. Let me hide in the tent. All these bunnies are so cute. Look at them. They're going to get eaten by the foxes. That's what's going to happen. And then Chow's just like, all right, fine. You know, I'll give him the benefit of doubt, but this shit right there is just like, you ain't going to be divorcing my sister. You know, and Hai's out here. He's just like pacing back and forth. He's like talking to his sister. He's like, these motherfuckers are crazy. These motherfuckers are crazy. I mean, they're not willing to stick it out for nothing. Like, I would have gone to my grave with Victoria. Just for the sake of the kids. And May's like, yeah, well, that probably isn't a good idea. And she's like, oh, you know, hey, Madison was telling me that her family owns a bunch of real estate and that some of it might be a good place for me to start with. And Hai's like, yeah, I kind of know about some of their places, but, you know, got to be careful with that, mate, because, you know, they're kind of like a handful. They've let some of that stuff run down, and it's not very good, and I feel like you should be very careful about that. And he's like, what? And aren't you supposed to be saving money for this vet clinic that Bodhi keeps talking about? And she's like, well, you know, how come his dreams come before mine? And Hai's like, because he's your husband. Right? I mean, Hai still has a lot of, like, his old world culture, like, embedded in him. He's not, like, completely modern at all. So, you know, he leans towards it. He's far more modern than his father, let's say. But, you know, there's still certain things where he's like, okay. What the hell is Nalani doing over here? Oh my gosh. Chow, your girl is over here. Oh, that's gonna be bad. That's gonna be bad. She's like, I was in the neighborhood. I was in the neighborhood, right? No, you weren't. Chow's gonna be like, let me introduce you to Nalani. I didn't know she was gonna be here. And he's like, dude, are you serious right now? You can't be bringing your significant others on this trip, bro. Like, this is not gonna bode well. Hai's like, oh my god, dude, are you serious right now? I gotta go tell my wife. He's like, oh, why don't you invite her? That's Chow. He's like, invite her. Fine, we'll invite her. Chow's like, yeah, you want to invite her. She's just, yeah, you do. You want to invite her. She's great like that. It's like, hey, Nalani, what you doing over here? And she's like, well, you know, I mean, I'm a lover of the outdoors, you know that. Right? She's like, I just wanted to know, you know, I just came over here, like my family was coming on vacation. I suggested we should go to Granite Falls. I had no idea. It's like, hey, yeah, so tell me about the news. What's going on back at home? Yeah, that really happened. That's just... Oh my, okay. Let's get a little romance going in here. Let's flirt. You're looking really good, Nalani. You're looking amazing. You're a real MVP, girl. Look at that booty. Look at those boobies. I'm all into it. I've been out here for 4 days with nothing but testosterone. And, oh man, he's going to be in for it. He's like, wow, this woman is beautiful. And Jasper's like, ooh, oh shit. Wow, okay. Oh, is that what it is? Is that what's going on? Oh, wow. Oh, my. Okay, all right. Should I leave, Chow? And he's like, yeah. Buddy, you know, I'm trying to, like, you know. And Jasper's like, right. Okay. Let me, let's see. What would he do? Let me go play some horseshoes. I'll do that. And Chow's like, you do that. Enclosure. Woohoo. Yes. She's like, oh yeah, let's do it up. I am way interested in that. Raise your hand if you have ever done it in a treehouse. I'm just saying. My late husband and I just really were, man, I got stories. Okay. Like the express lane conveyor belt at fucking 3:30 in the morning at a Winn-Dixie kind of stories. Okay. just letting you know. Let's start it up. All right. Oh, is there no like objectives? Oh, come on. Seriously? That is no bueno. Yeah, there's no objectives. Okay. Well, that's kind of disappointing. What are we supposed to do? Camping and enjoy a night of eating, conversation by the fire. Okay. So let's do that. Let's get this lit. All right. And we've got our roasted marshmallows. And I think Chow's going to be the one to do it. He's like, I'm going to do gourmet hot dogs. Okay. You guys are going to love this. It's going to be fantastic. You guys are going to just love it. Yeah. Chow's like, Nalani, I made you a plate. Nalani's like, ew. Oh, this has to be the best hot dog we have ever tasted. I wish they would have had more events. I've never done this before, and it's kind of really disappointing. So Chow's going to come over here. He's like, oh, I'm going to sit over there by Nalani. We're going to roast some hot dogs. We can do that. Do we know, Mo? Oh, we don't know. Do we know, Mo? Tell me what movie that's from. All right. Okay, cool. Very cool. Okay. Let's see. Jasper, what you got going on, buddy? Better. Oh, you don't know Mo either. Okay. It's like, oh, this is a great send-off. What an amazing place. Hi. You really have built something quite special here. And, you know, this is like great for all of the families. Like everybody is. He's just like, Jasper, I got you, buddy, you know. Just, you know, what would you do if you need time to write your books? You know, give Lauren to my parents because she's a little bit older and she can, you know, kind of like fend for herself a little bit. And then just ask Lynn to babysit and watch the twins. And, you know, that way he only has to take care of the baby. And you can keep the baby at home, right? I feel like that's how kind of like all of this should be handled. Is like, especially if you have a big family. Like, pitch in, roll your sleeves up, and get in there and help them out. You know, I feel like that's the duty of a family, right? Like, that's one of the reasons why you have a big family. And I feel like this is a great way to wrap up this vacation for them. You know, they got to go. They took Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, and, you know, they got to go back to work. Especially Hi. He's going to be like, I got to get back to work. All right. And then I think this is where we leave them to go home. And I'm going to go ahead and switch. So this day, right, I'm going to play this day out for the girls, but we're going to reverse time a little bit during the day. All right, guys. So let's see here. Ooh, Maddie, clean out the spoiled food, buddy. Okay, we've got breakfast. Okay, so it is. Let's make sure we're taking care of these needs, though. All right, and then Chantou. What do we got with the baby? The baby's tired. Okay, so let's make sure that let's make sure he's fed. I know he hates to be picked up, the worst. It's the worst. Okay, here we go. That's happening. Okay, so then Madison is like, okay, guys, she's going to get a call from her PR agency. That's what's going to happen. And she's going to be like, oh, what do you want me to do now? We're going to host a what kind of thing? What? What are we doing? She's going to be like, you got to host something fun. You know, it's the summer. It's the middle of summer almost, and you got to host something fun. And she's going to be like, oh, what do you want me to do now? What do you want me to do? He's like, hey, listen, we'll put this story in there, but you got to get this party hosted. Okay. All right. Fine. She's going to be like, fine. What time? It's like, oh, get it, you know, in the afternoon. That's the best. Let's do a pool party and do it at her house, and it's going to be like all of the hobsnobs. Yeah? I think so. Lunch. Some other kid threatened Hai and took his lunch money. He has been crying in the office. Find the kid or I will! Don't you be doing that to my nephew, especially a nephew named after my husband. You know? She gonna be like, hell no. Hold up a minute. Hold up a minute. And I think she's going to be like, okay, guys, I got to do this thing. I got to host this party. And, like, it's going to be a lot of people. And, all right, let's do this. Let's, yeah, everybody's going to come. And they're all going to socialize in the swimming pool. Okay, let's see, socialize while swimming. How is that even, like, is that possible? I don't even understand. Oh, look at this fitness level. Look at this fitness level of this family. They're, like, doing it up. I feel like Thorn would probably try to do something. Ugh. Like, that's my own reaction. It's like, okay. So I feel like she would be like, stop it. You're being stupid. You know what I mean? Like, get out. And Maddie would be like, oh, God, no, not this guy again. And then I feel like we can get in here. She's going to get in with her sister-in-law. Maybe she would be like, hey, I heard, you know, Thorn was like trying to hit on you. Was that what I saw? And Madison's like, oh, I don't pay him any mind. He's just annoying. And he's like, and Chantau's like, well, isn't Hai like pretty jealous kind of guy? And she's like, Madison's like, yeah, but I told him about it. And Chantau's like, what? You told him about it? And you invited him to this pool party? What's wrong with you? And she's like, I did not do the guest list. The guest list was done for me by the PR agency and da-da-da-da-da and blah, 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 blah. Right? And Chantau's like, girl. You're gonna have to tell that man that this guy who's like constantly hitting on you came to his house. Like what? You know? Oh, that's gonna be terrible. You know, terrible. And like I think that she's got cramps, she's irritated. Oh May. And then I feel like she would absolutely tell this guy off. Right? Because that's her brother's wife. She would be like, hey, I heard what you were doing with my sister-in-law. And I gotta tell you, I don't appreciate that. You know, you need to cut that shit out. And, I mean, he's like, do you even know who I am? Right? Like, do you know who I am? we like her, so thank you for coming. All right, she's gonna get out. And I think that's going to be good. And then it's 9 a.m. So I feel like she's going to get ready for her trip with May. And May's going to be like, listen, you're a bit of an asshole. Um, I don't like you one bit. I don't like you one bit. I don't like you near my sister-in-law. Uh, you know, no. Just no. I don't like it. Okay. All right, so everybody's gonna go home. Oh, Maddie, 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 Maddie. And Chantau's just like, listen, um, you gotta go. I don't care. You gotta go. Yeah, I don't appreciate you one bit. All right, guys, we're going to travel over to Tamarang, and we are going to travel over to this building with May. And she's going to be like, this is my, this is where, this is one of the properties that my family has. They kind of inherited through the years, but we've not done anything with it, and it's dilapidated. It's really old. But my family is one of these families that they just buy everything. They invest into a place. They buy as many properties as they can, and they worry about kind of like overhauling them later, right? So here we go, guys, and this is the place that I feel. Look at how excited she is. She's like, yes, oh my God, this is perfect, right? And she's like, this is kind of like, they were thinking about putting it for sale. Watch out for the cracks in the place here. They were gonna, put it for sale and hopefully, get something for it, because they just, they have other places around here that are, all done up, and that we'll just say Madison's family owns all of this, and it's something else, right? So we're gonna take it in the inside here, and she's just like, watch your step, watch your step. Okay, there's a lot of stuff in here. Now, I did not create this, but I did download it, so gotta give me credit for that. And she's just like, okay, let's walk into here. Check this out. Right? And this is one apartment. I feel like it's very, very small. It needs like maybe a different layout. And she's like, okay. And it's got here, it's got one room here. I don't know if this is really, really small, so I don't know that this could actually be a bedroom, but maybe we could knock down this wall. And then May's like, maybe we can knock down this wall, right? And just like, she's like, okay, well, yeah, okay. This bathroom is kind of like really small for two people. And then, yeah. And then then she's like, come over here. This is the primary. Here's kind of what I was thinking is like, maybe we can extend the bathroom a little bit, maybe. I don't know. But we could make this into a 1 bedroom instead of a 2 bedroom. And she's like, oh, yeah, no, I could see that. I could see that. And she's like, well, I feel like we would need to do this and this and that. And it's got a proper bedroom, like a nice size bedroom. Don't ask what this is. I have no idea. She's like, this is the bathroom, but it is. Yeah, don't ask me what this is. I have no idea what this is. Oh, wow, this is crazy. What is that? I don't know, but we can have it removed. And then let me take you upstairs. 42,139. And she's like, I don't know, you know, the family's going to want like 40,000 at least. And she's like, oh, come on. There's so much that's got to be done. You won't be able to rent this out for a long time. And I mean, I can't imagine me coming back and forth to Tamarang to like, and Madison's like, listen, that's probably as low as my family will go. I think that this is a really cool little area, and we can definitely renovate this going forward. And I think that's where we leave this particular save file. So we, can, delete this file and go back to our main file. But I do apologize for having to do that. It just kind of sucks that you do have to do that. And you can't just have a stay over and have a vacation in the same household, depending on which Sims go to which. I think that's terrible. I was glad to see that we could get that pool party going because there was more interaction with Thorn Bailey. And May got to see some of that, and May got to like argue with him and yell at him like, back off my sister-in-law. And I like the idea of Chaou kind of giving her the advice like, hey, you cannot be inviting this guy over to your house. All right. So I think that's pretty fun. And let's go ahead and load into our main save. And the vacation has been, done, and we've wrapped that up. So all of the boys are back home, right? And I did not, split their homes apart or anything like that in the main save. That was in the other one. But as you can tell, somebody still lives here. But we might want to go ahead and start Jasper and Chantou. Okay. All right, there she is. Okay, and then, let's see, Chanel. Let's make sure that these kids have all of their needs up. Oh my God, are infants playing with the... You serious right now? He plays with the blocks? Oh wow, I didn't know that was like a thing that they could do. That's pretty fun. All right, let's have him go to the potty. Lauren is going to go to the potty, start school break, and we'll have her start school break. She is a B student here anyway, too. So that's okay. All right, so we will have her do that. And then Jasper's home. Chantou, what is she doing? All right. So she's going to take a serving. Let's have her do that. She could sit. And let's see. Yeah, she's going to take a serving. Oh boy. We had a potty accident. And Lauren's like, Jesus Christ. All right. Let's do the big sister thing. All right. Big sister thing. Oh, wait. Miss. Come back over here. And like, she's going to be like, it's okay. Come here. Denied. Oh. Wow. Okay, fine. I was trying to be nice. Okay, I was trying to be nice and you're trying to be all rude. Okay, we're going to come over here, and she's going to go ahead and use this. Let's see what Dad's doing. Dad's like, I'm exhausted. I'm going to bed. So, you're on your own. And Chantou's like, oh, this motherfucker right here. This motherfucker right here. Okay, listen, mister. You have no choice. You have no choice. You're going to eat this, and that is just it. Don't play. Don't play! Lauren's going to bed. And these little munchkins better eat. I don't care that you're a picky eater. Do not play with me, little boy. You better eat. You will eat what is put in front of you to eat. Don't care. Yeah, you better like that gumbo, buddy. You better like that gumbo. Look at her face. All right, she's going to be like, come on, pick up. And we're going to put toddler to bed. Ralph and Chanel, she is much more independent. We can get her to go to bed by herself. Ralph's a handful, for sure. Okay. All right. And then she is definitely going to be like, I need couples counseling. This is not working for me. Not working for me. Between 10 a.m. and 7 p.m. Okay. That's interesting. So she's looked that up and she's like, okay, this is happening tomorrow. I can't handle it anymore. Oh my goodness. More loose teeth. Oh, that's bad. Well, she's going to be like, I learned this from my cousin. Pull it out. Place tooth under pillow. And then she's going to sleep. Attend study hall. Let's try that. There we go. Perfect. All right. So these babies are going to preschool. We don't want that. Okay, let's see about this baby. Ooh, this baby needs to eat. All right, so she's going to wake him up. And we are going to feed this baby. All right. There we go. She is super tense. And I think that's just the nature of what's going on in her life. All right, so I think what's going to happen is they're like not talking to each other, right? So they're not talking to each other. And she hasn't really addressed him. They haven't really talked. She's just super stressed out. He's like, hey, looks like you got along okay. And she's like, Yeah, you try to stay, somewhere with 6 kids total, And he's like, but you had a butler. Quit your bitching. You had a butler. And she's just like ready to do it. She's like, let's have this conversation. And he's just like stressed. He's like, I'm trying to work. And they're like, listen, we need some counseling. Let me try to get some work done. And we will do whatever you want. And she's like, oh, no. No. We're going to do this now. And he's just like, what? I mean, come on. I need to work. Like, I don't understand what part of that did you not get? And little Lauren's home. And so now she's like, oh my God. I lived in this glorious mansion for 4 days without anyone fighting around me. Can we just go back to that? She's like, listen, we're doing this. And he's like, fine. At least you're showing some interest in getting something changed. Let's go. Who's going to watch the baby? And there is Grandma. Oh, I would say yes. Yes. Oh. I think that she would talk about like what's going on with her parents, and like they just fight a lot. And they're just constantly fighting, and They don't look happy, Grandma. And Grandma's just like, okay, listen, I'm gonna fix them. That's what's gonna happen. And she's gonna, oh, I hate that. Guys, did you know that children cannot use stackable dryers? So annoying. All right, and then she's just like, okay, well, let's clean up. Let's. This house is just jam packed. She's like, oh my God, I need to talk to my daughter about a remodel. I think, let's see, comfort. Let's see, hug. I think that would be good. And we're going to talk about mental health. And it's like, okay, well, you know, they called me and told me that they were going to go to a therapist. And hopefully that helps them, you know? Like, we have to, let's make sure that, you know, they get the help they need, and we just have to be extra dutiful and just, you know, help around the house and be with the kids. How we doing at school? That's Grandma, right? How we doing at school? And she's like, okay, well, I'm doing all right. Does Chantou wish to continue with family therapy? If so, she will become a patient of the therapist and can continue to book individual and group therapy sessions. They will continue for as long as the sim is eligible. That's pretty neat, guys. I would say no. Yes, okay. No, please do not be utterly enamored right now. That's not no. That's not no. Okay, so then how do we do that? Is this over here? Look at that couples counseling with partner. That is really cool. Okay. I think that's excellent. Okay, love that. Okay. Love that for us. And then Jasper's like, okay, hon, listen. Okay, can we just try? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'll try to rely on the family more. You know, I'll ask your mom and dad for help when I need it. And, you know, but I really do need you to be home more. And she's like, okay, I mean, can you please just set a couple of days, you know, a week? Say, you know, Tuesdays and Fridays. You know, Tuesdays we will go to therapy. And then on Fridays we just have, like, we could have a family day. We could whatever. I need that. And he's like, okay, okay. Grandma is going to serve some lunch. Come on, guys. Let's get some ceviche. We like that. Okay, let's do it. We are going to save. And then I think we're going to head up over to Bodhi and May. Well, maybe not. I think we should go back to High and Madison a little bit, I feel like. And I feel like that's going to be something that is constantly going to be a struggle for them. They're constantly going to go up and down, up and down. And, you know, we'll see if it works out. All right, let's head on over let's have him sit here for a minute. And we're going to go to High and Madison because there's going to be tons of stuff in their house right now because she rented additional furniture in order to accommodate all these kids. And so, you know, she's probably going to talk to him a little bit about the baby envy that she felt. All right, guys, so here we are. Oh, what's Madison doing? Okay, she's over here. Where's High? Playing chess by himself. All right, so I feel like they're going to brag about and talk about their marriage. That's a good one. I feel like he's just telling her like all about his boys trip and all of that good stuff. I feel like he's definitely like telling her all about it. So, and I think that she would, kind of say, "Hey, I gotta tell you something." Oh God, I hate this lot. Um, she'd be like, "I gotta tell you something. Um, reveal deep secret." And I gotta tell you something. I was kind of, you know, very jealous of your sister. Like, Little Hai and Thao are so well behaved and so good, such good kids. They were like a breeze to be around. And I recognized that the twins were a disaster, and I recognized that Lauren's not doing well in school and all this kind of stuff. Ah! That's so cute. And what are they doing? They're going to make out in the closet? Oh my gosh. Why would they need to make out in the closet? They're not teenagers. Oh my gosh. Okay, so they're making out in the closet. And basically, she's like, I was kind of envious of your sister and her kids. And, kind of made my ovaries kind of shrink up a little bit. And High's like, shit. I thought we would have time for this. What do you mean? I need at least 10 years. I suffered such a, detrimental loss, I can't handle it. And she's just like, well, I'm not saying anytime soon, but I could see us like basically filling this house with kids. You know what I mean? I feel like for sure. Oh, yeah, buddy, yeah. Get your girl. Get your girl. All right, and I feel like she's like, oh, it wouldn't be so bad to have kids with you. And, and he's just like, it wouldn't be so bad to have kids with you either. Right? And he's probably like, just give me some time. I got a couple of things I gotta really work on, And she's like, yes, and so I took your sister to go see that building. The family's gonna want like 40 grand. And she doesn't have that kind of money. So I was thinking that maybe we could just buy it and then like loan it to her and have her pay us back, right? And he's like, oh, I don't know. My sister's really gung-ho on, doing it everything herself and saving the money and doing it all on her own. I don't know. My sister, I've tried to give her money. I've tried. And Madison's like, well, we won't give her the money. We will lend her the money. And therefore, she would still have to pay us back. And I feel like that's kind of, where it kind of was. And he's like, you are so nice. And I mean, you managed all these kids here. And, you have really just impressed me with the fact that, you're just so amazing. Thank you for doing that, for hosting all these kids here and for, everything, right? And I really, really do love you. And I'm sorry for being overbearing and, just over. Ooh, the a butt spank. I love it. That is so cute. But yeah, he's just like really enamored with her right now. So, and she's like, "Oh, I missed you so much. And I'm so happy that we don't have to like, go through everything that Chantou is going through, with Jasper." And he's like, "Yeah, baby, I got you. Let me show you a little something. I got something I got to show you in the bedroom." And I think that's just like perfect. That's the icing on the cake for them. Oh, it's like, "Come on, baby. I just love you so much. You're so wonderful." And she's like, "Oh." And, she's like, "I may have another thing to tell you. We will see. Because I feel like, yeah, you might not like that. That may not be something that you like, the fact that she had Thorn Bailey. Um, okay, but don't peek." Oh, that's pretty funny. You gotta love Wicked Whims. Where are my chickens? Let's see here. Rim job. Oh my gosh. All right, guys. So I think that is where we're going to leave it for today. I thank you guys for hanging in there with me. I know that it was a little more complex with the two different save files and stuff like that. But when you really want to tell a story, and you are, kind of presented with some challenges to it, it kind of tends to knock you off balance and kind of derail you a little bit. And it's been hard for me to get back into it. But I think we're going to be totally cool now. So please make sure to like this video. Subscribe if you haven't done so already. It doesn't cost you anything to hit that subscribe button. It's completely free, and it really helps us a lot here on the channel. So I thank you for that, and I will see you guys in the next video.